And on the screen, the tank being where the bunker fuel is being stored. But now it's already empty, wherein they have ceased this operation of bunker oil boiler. So that means that they have saved a lot when it comes to the usage of bunker fuel. And look at the tank. It's quite big to eat lots of money when you continue using bunker oil. We'll be showing you some of the type of wood being used by this Kingsmill Incorporated. They've been using the coconut trunk, wherein this was quite good in terms of fuel. And as you can see, there are lots of fuel being stored here, and there's no problem about the supply. And for other types of wood, they've been also in this type of consumption, like the wood supply, firewood supply from the mountains, and some parts of the Philippine area. But mostly, some of this wood comes from Quezon and Laguna, 200 kilometers away from this site. We are now located within Metro Manila area, and as you can see, there are plenty of Hamada waste-fired boiler installed within Metro Manila area. So we cannot find any problem with regards to the supply of fuel, and in fact most suppliers of wood are convincing us to have a contract to supply within 5 to 10 years by this time. We'll be showing you the type of wood, which is not a coconut trunk, but it is wood cut logs from the mountains. Now this type of wood will generate also a bigger and higher heating value aside from the coconut trunk we have shown you a while ago. So as you can see further, we will be showing you the delivery of wood on that particular side. We just arrived and they are unloading the wood for this Hamada waste-fired boiler purpose. The delivery truck, wherein it comes from San Pablo City, 90 kilometers away from this site. They are unloading the fuel for the Hamada waste-fired boiler. This capacity is 22 tons capacity, and they have been delivering for quite some time. In spite of the weather, in spite of everything, they can still deliver. So that means in the Philippines, there is an abundant supply of wood, and especially most other countries has the same supply. So I think we better have it now to go into the Hamada waste-fired boiler. Inside the factory, the warehouse of this Kingsmill Incorporated, as you can see, this is now the finished product being produced, and this company is engaged in the finishing and printing. So by this point you can see there are lots of stocks being hauled out already for delivery, and this is only a part of the produced product in this Kingsmill Incorporated. In the main factory of Kingsmill, as you can see, different types of equipment from printing to finishing equipment, and this portion from
we are now at the office of Mr. Kazuhiro Hamada. Now at the Philippine office of Mr. Kazuhiro Hamada, and he will be telling you about Toa Energy Development Corporation and Hamada wood-fired boiler.
I am the president of Toa Energy Development Corporation of Manila and a director of Hamada Tsusho and the Hamada boiler works in Tokyo, Japan. We started to introduce our Hamada waste fire boiler way back to 1980, when the oil crisis was hitting the whole industry all over the world. And for the period of 6 years until 1986, we were able to sell and install 66 units of Hamada waste fire boiler in the Philippines, mostly in the city of Metro Manila. We are going to show you our sales chart here in my office. If you just look at it, this is our achievement for the past 6 years. Each mark sold means mostly of the capacity of 5 tons, 6 tons, and mostly it operates on wood waste fire. Some of them are using coconut shell because the Philippines is well known as a coconut producing country. And here, among the 66 units we sold, we have number 5, it's a Pepsi Cola, that is the American company. And as you know very well, American companies' standard is very, very high, and they prefer to use usually American boiler. But they observe our operation in the Philippines, and our boiler has already been adjusted to the condition in the Philippines, not to say Philippines alone, it's also Indonesia. Conditions of work, also the operators, also the way of feeding of fuels, and they understood the advantage of Hamada boiler. So the order came from New York to purchase the Hamada boiler to the Pepsi Cola plant in Davao, Mindanao. And here is the number 24, BEU. This is a Bureau of Energy Utilization that is under the Ministry of Energy of the Philippines. This is a government office who purchased our Hamada boiler to be installed in the show window of the energy saving equipment, which is now in the Quezon City and available to the foreign guests who are coming from worldwide area to see the Philippines energy saving programs. So this is our achievement for the past 6 years. First time when we started this operation, people in Manila could not easily believe that they could get enough wood waste fuel in the city of Manila. It is just like in Jakarta. Manila is a beautiful city, and you can't see any wood waste along the street. If you come to Philippines by airplane, you will see from the sky that there are not much of forest around Manila. But there are coconut plantations and forests about 100 to 200 kilometers away from Manila City. Now, you see, no one here in Manila has such a doubt. And you have just seen in the film, we took in the 2 textile mills in Manila. It's a textile finishing factories. Abundant wood fuel could be seen inside the compound. And one of them, you saw the truck just unloading the wood fuel just delivered from the province. Now it's estimated as big as 1,000 tons of wood coming from nearby province of Manila for the use of Hamada boiler in the city. 50% of savings on fuel costs is guaranteed. And at the same time, our operation has already contributed